You are great at your job, and that's exactly why you're not getting promoted. Here's what nobody says out loud: the work that got you here is what's actually keeping you stuck. You've proven you can do the job you already have, but that's no longer enough. If you want to be promoted, if you want more pay, more recognition, then you have to do different work, the right work. It's not about tenure, seniority, whether you can actually do the work itself. The reality is, the people who are passing you by have already proven that they can operate at the next level. And it's the reason why they got promoted. They didn't necessarily work harder than you, they put the work in the right places. Their proof is what leaders needed to see to make promotion decisions. Promotions are a risk for the leader and for the company. That's why you'll often see people hired in who already operate at that level rather than promote somebody who's internal. The external hire already has proof. When I say risk, should the company promote somebody who hasn't proven that they're ready for promotion and risk that person failing at the new role and eventually having two roles open instead of one? Your old role, which you were really good at, and now this new role that if you're not ready for it, you quit or you become a high performer who's now a struggling employee. They'd rather keep you where you excel. Now, there's an entire belief system that says, don't do more work than you're paid to do. Stay in your lane. And it sounds good and it feels like self-respect. But staying in your lane, that means your lane becomes a ceiling. People also say, don't do more than you're paid for. What that translates into, you get paid for the job you've already proven. The one you want, it always stays out of reach. And then there's that the company should recognize my work. They do recognize your work. They place a high value on keeping you where you are based on the results that you're getting. It's not a put down. It's not a performance problem. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things. Now, most people think that promotion is a reward for working hard. It's not. Promotion is a reward for evidence that you are already working at the next level. Now, I'm living proof of this, and I mean it literally. 4 promotions within a 2-year time span. I got promoted all the way to vice president as part of a $2 billion acquisition. No college degree. It happened because I found out what it looked like to work at the next level. I made it clear to my manager that I was interested in going to the next level. We created a plan, and I proved I was capable of doing that work. Now, what does it mean to operate at the next level? For every organization and every person out there, it looks different. That's why it's critical to find out what good looks like where you are. What can you do to make it clear why you should be the next one promoted? It could be stronger decision making, leading through influence, even knowing when and how to say no. Some assume always saying yes is the answer to getting promoted. My leadership promotions came because I knew how to say no without actually saying it. Offering alternatives, discussing trade-offs. The mistake that most make is actually saying no. Or they decide for themselves without discussing it with the leader. The implications of you not doing work can mean impact to other teams and can have expensive repercussions. It's not about not having autonomy, but you have to be discerning about when you decide versus when you discuss. That's the difference between the people who stay stuck and the people who pass them by. So stop and ask yourself, how do I make why me obvious? If you can't answer that, then you're not ready for the next level. But it doesn't mean you can't get there. This is where the conversation with your manager pays off. Ask the question, don't just assume. You have to know what your manager and organization value. You keep waiting for an opportunity to prove yourself. The opportunity is already there. You just can't access it because you haven't produced the right evidence. The opportunity is the reward for evidence that you're already doing the work at that level. That's how you get promoted in the prove-it economy. Maybe you're ready for a fresh start. Get a free analysis of your resume. Upload it and see where your resume is strong and what gaps you need to fill in. That's one of your strongest assets for proving that you're ready to operate at the next level. You'll find the link in the description.